One question we're asked a lot is how long will it take for a Google Ads campaign to start working? And there are a few answers to that. The simple answer that you get from Google and other advertisers is all about 3 months. But you're paying now with Google in the expectation of gain now. You're in front of people who are in the act of looking for what you want. And so 3 months isn't really the right or the best answer. There are a few reasons why technically things can take a while. One of which is if you're starting a new ads account, things can take a little longer. A, to set up, B, to get it verified, and C, for that account to sort of start showing ads, because your account won't really have the same level of history or trust compared to somebody else who's been spending for a particular search term or product or whatever it is for a much longer period of time. So that can take a little bit of time. It can take a bit of time for you to begin to, or for Google to begin to accumulate data about what works and what doesn't, and it does get better over time, certainly. And so certainly Google will get better over time at doing what it needs to do. But a lot of it, really, a lot of the answer is actually down to you and down to how you manage the ads campaign, or down to how whoever manages it does it. And that means how well has this been researched? Have you thought about where your product or service should appear? Focusing on search ads, for example, have you looked at the main search terms? Have you researched those main search terms? And have you looked at what the competitors are saying? And have you looked at what they're not saying? How does your service fit in? What are the competitors saying? And how will your ad stand out? As well as thinking through the process. And the process is somebody comes and does a search, they've got something in mind. Does your ad match that, what they have in their mind? Does your landing page or website match up with what they have in their mind and what's on the ad? You don't want to disconnect there. And then once they've inquired, does their experience of your business and does your service match up with all of those things? And if it does, that's great. If it doesn't, then you're going to take a lot longer to start converting people into customers. So it's important to think, well, actually, yes, our competitors are advertising for this keyword, but this isn't the core of what we do. We're actually not very good at it. So maybe we shouldn't advertise on that. We'll advertise on this, where we're really clear about what we do, where we've got unique selling points and where we can lead with that, and we can do it really, really quickly, and we can start generating custom really, really, really quickly. So that matters. It also matters how on it you are in terms of management of the account. Again, you might start with a slightly broader range of keywords, and some people might search for something that's not quite relevant for what you think your keyword's displaying for, and you want to take a look and make sure that people that are coming in are really, really relevant to you as opposed to not relevant to you. You also want to be to make sure you're on any inquiries. So again, if you're not generating sales online, if you're a service business and you're taking in inquiries, taking in phone calls, you want to make sure you're tracking all of the means by which people can get in touch with you, because that will help shorten the learning process. But B, you're on it. If someone inquires, in an ideal world, you respond in 5 minutes. Not always possible, but businesses that respond within 5 minutes to an inquiry are 8 times more likely to convert them. More importantly, if you follow them and you're consistent with them, that's gonna make a difference, and that is on you. So your ability to sort of jump on those inquiries will make a big difference to how quickly Google Ads will or won't work for you. The other thing is, I suppose, whether you are able to create some leading indicators, or whether you're even able to know your numbers. What are you expecting? How much are you expecting to spend before you start seeing certain results, before you start seeing an inquiry? And then how long might it take before that inquiry turns to business? And you can then begin to track from day one of advertising. Well, we'd expect to be here by day one, day two, or week one, week two. Are we there? And so leading indicators can help with that. So those are some of the things that might go into answering the question about how long can it take. there are some account related things, but mainly it's up to you. It's up to your expectations, and it's up to, if you're working with a management company, for them to guide you through things and set expectations and to try and tip things in favour of success for you. And there's no reason that you can't sort of expedite this process and begin to get feedback on what's working and what's not, and even feed that feedback back into Google, back into what you're doing, back into the choice of keywords, or even feed the results of inquiries or successful inquiries or quotes or even closed business back into Google and learn even faster. So I hope that answers the question.